Do you ever feel it? That subtle, persistent hum beneath the surface of your carefully constructed life? That whisper in the quiet moments when the distractions fade, asking, "Is this all there is?" You've chased the milestones, accumulated the achievements, perhaps even found the love or success you were told would bring fulfillment. Yet, there it is, a hollow echo, a sense of something missing, a profound unease that you can't quite articulate even to yourself. You tell yourself you're free. You make your own choices, chart your own course. But what if that freedom is an illusion? What if, without realizing it, you are living in a prison of your own making, or one subtly built around you, brick by invisible brick? We are born into a world brimming with expectations, a tapestry woven from the threads of history, culture, and the collective unconscious. From our earliest breaths, we are taught what to value, what to fear, what to desire. We learn the rules of the game, the scripts we are meant to follow, and we follow them diligently, often brilliantly. We become adept at performing the roles assigned to us: the dutiful child, the ambitious professional, the perfect partner, the engaged citizen. We curate our lives, our images, our very thoughts to fit the molds presented to us by society, by media, by the relentless comparison engine of the digital age. We believe we are choosing, but are we truly? Or are we merely selecting from a pre-approved menu of options, each designed to keep us within the confines of a system that benefits from our predictable conformity? This is the silent prison, chef luxury, not of bars and concrete, but of assumptions, expectations, and the insidious fear of standing alone. Plato, that ancient Athenian sage, understood this fundamental human predicament millennia ago with his allegory of the cave. Imagine, he urged us, prisoners chained from birth, facing a wall. Behind them, a fire burns, and between the fire and the prisoners, puppeteers parade objects, casting shadows on the wall. These shadows are all the prisoners have ever known, their entire reality. They name them, discuss them, believe them to be the truth. They are utterly convinced of their freedom within the confines of their perception. Now, consider our modern cave. Is it not the endless stream of curated content, the echo chambers of social media, the narratives spun by algorithms and media empires? We are fed a constant diet of images, opinions, and manufactured realities. We mistake the shadows on our screens for the substance of life. We debate the shadows, we fight over them, we even define our identities by which shadows we align with. We are told what success looks like, what happiness feels like, what a meaningful life entails. And we chase these shadows, believing them to be the real thing, never questioning the source of the light or the hands of the puppeteers. We are so engrossed in the spectacle that the very idea of turning around, of seeing the fire and the objects themselves, let alone stepping out into the blinding sun, feels not just terrifying, but utterly absurd. This silent prison is built not just by external forces, but by the internal architect of our own minds, heavily influenced by the shoulds that permeate our culture. You should be happy. You should be productive. You should have a perfect body, a thriving career, a blissful relationship, and a perfectly curated Instagram feed. These are not suggestions, they are commandments, whispered from every advertisement, every social media post, every well-meaning relative. And when we inevitably fall short of these impossible ideals, we internalize the failure. We blame ourselves. We feel inadequate, broken, or simply not enough. This relentless pursuit of the shoulds is a form of self-imprisonment. We become our own wardens, constantly monitoring our thoughts, feelings, and actions against an external metric of worth. We deny our authentic desires, suppress our inconvenient emotions, and silence the dissenting voice within, all in the service of fitting in, of being accepted, of avoiding the terrifying prospect of being deemed other. We trade our genuine selves for a comfortable, albeit suffocating, conformity. Friedrich Nietzsche, with his piercing gaze into the human psyche, warned us about the last man. This is the individual who has lost the capacity for striving, for creating, for suffering for a higher purpose. The last man seeks only comfort, security, and superficial happiness. He blinks, he is content, he has his little pleasures for the day, and his little pleasures for the night. He finds no meaning in struggle, no beauty in the difficult, no truth in the uncomfortable. In our modern world, the last man is not a fringe figure. He is often the ideal. We are encouraged to optimize for comfort, to avoid pain, to seek instant gratification. We are offered 1,000 distractions to numb the existential ache, 1,000 escapes from the responsibility of self-creation. The herd provides safety, anonymity, and a shared delusion of purpose. To step outside the herd, to question its values, to forge your own path, this is seen as eccentric, dangerous, even foolish. The comfort of the herd is a powerful sedative, lulling us into a state of passive acceptance, where the greatest fear is not failure, but the discomfort of being truly, authentically ourselves. We become so accustomed to the warmth of the collective that the cold, bracing air of individuality feels like a threat to our very survival. But the prison isn't just external, it's deeply internal. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, spoke of the shadow self, the unconscious aspects of our personality that we repress, deny, or project onto others. These are the parts of us we deem unacceptable, the desires we consider shameful, the fears we refuse to acknowledge. We build elaborate psychological walls to keep these shadows locked away, believing that by ignoring them, they cease to exist. Yet, the shadow does not disappear. It festers, it influences our behavior from the depths of our unconscious, often manifesting as self-sabotage, irrational fears, or explosive outbursts. We become strangers to ourselves, living only in the illuminated, socially acceptable parts of our being. We are afraid to look into the darkness within because we fear what we might find. A monster, a weakness, a truth that shatters our carefully constructed self-image. This fear of self-knowledge is one of the most potent chains of our silent prison. We are not free if we are not whole, and we cannot be whole if we deny vast swaths of our own being. The courage to confront your shadow is the first step towards true liberation, a terrifying journey into the unknown territories of your own soul. Illusion of control, Machiavelli and the power dynamics of the self. Visual, chess pieces moving on their own, a puppet with invisible strings, then a person trying to control a chaotic internal landscape. Music becomes more dramatic and thoughtful. Niccolò Machiavelli, the Florentine diplomat, famously dissected the mechanics of power, arguing that human nature is inherently self-interested and that rulers must often act ruthlessly to maintain control. While his insights are typically applied to states and leaders, they offer a chilling reflection on the power dynamics within ourselves. We strive for control over our lives, our emotions, our environment. We believe that if we just plan enough, work hard enough, optimize enough, we can master our destiny. But what if this pursuit of control is itself a form of imprisonment? What if our relentless need to dictate outcomes, to avoid uncertainty, to manage every variable, prevents us from truly living? We become tyrants of our own souls, suppressing spontaneity, stifling creativity, and resisting the natural flow of life. We are so afraid of chaos, of the unpredictable, that we build rigid internal structures that ultimately limit our potential. Machiavelli understood that power is often about perception and manipulation. We manipulate ourselves, creating an illusion of control to soothe our anxieties, rather than confronting the inherent unpredictability of existence. The true power, perhaps, lies not in controlling everything, but in learning to navigate the uncontrollable with grace and resilience. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, the German theologian who resisted Nazism, spoke of cheap grace versus costly grace. Cheap grace, he argued, is grace without discipleship, without the cross, without Jesus Christ living and incarnate. It is forgiveness without repentance, baptism without church discipline, communion without confession. In a secular sense, cheap grace is the easy way out, the path of least resistance, the comfort of unearned acceptance. It's the belief that you can have all the benefits of a meaningful life without the struggle, the sacrifice, the profound commitment required. Our modern world is awash in cheap grace. We seek instant solutions, quick fixes, superficial affirmations. We want the rewards of growth without the pain of introspection, the benefits of authenticity without the risk of vulnerability. We want to feel good without doing the hard work of becoming good. This cheap grace keeps us trapped in a cycle of superficiality, preventing us from engaging with the deeper, more challenging aspects of existence. It promises freedom, but delivers only a gilded cage, where the cost of entry is your true self. Costly grace, on the other hand, demands everything. It demands that you confront your fears, challenge your assumptions, and commit to a life of integrity, even when it's difficult, even when it means standing alone. It is the pearl of great price, for which you must sell all you have. Albert Camus, the French philosopher, grappled with the absurdity of existence, the fundamental conflict between humanity's inheas. Understand this, chef luxury. There is no final destination on the path to freedom. It is not a prison break followed by eternal bliss. It is an ongoing journey, a continuous process of becoming. The walls of the silent prison are constantly being rebuilt, subtly, insidiously, by new societal pressures, new technologies, new internal fears. Your liberation is not a one-time event, but a lifelong commitment to vigilance, to self-inquiry, to courage. There will be moments of doubt, moments when the comfort of the old chains calls to you, moments when the burden of freedom feels too heavy to bear. But remember the alternative: a life lived in shadows, a self unexamined, a potential unrealized. The true tragedy is not to fail in the pursuit of freedom, but to never even attempt it, to live a life dictated by others, to die without ever truly knowing who you are or what you are capable of. So, I ask you, as you navigate the complexities of your own existence, are you truly free? Or are you perhaps still a prisoner in a silent cage, mistaking its comfortable confines for the boundless expanse of your own potential? The choice, as always, is yours. But remember, the first step to escaping any prison is to realize you are in one. And the most formidable prison of all is the one you don't even know exists. What will you do with this uncomfortable truth? Will you turn away, back to the shadows, or will you dare to turn around, face the blinding light, and begin the terrifying, exhilarating journey of becoming truly, irrevocably free? The world awaits your answer.